Alright, hello everyone. Junhao here, and this video I'm doing a maths paper. Okay, this will be my last maths paper because I realized SPM the maths exam is coming soon, so I decided to do one more maths set lah. Okay, this Negeri Sembilan will be my last maths paper I do. Okay, so this is the Negeri Sembilan maths trial for 2025. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna start now. Oops, what happened? Okay, number one. Diagram 1 shows the arrangement for the first three rectangular billboards. The width of each billboard is 4 meter. So all are rectangle and the width is 4 meter. Width. So you can see here the width all same 4 meter. But the length is not the same. Okay, you can see this one is longer. So the height of the first billboard is 3 meter. That's the height. Each subsequent billboard is 1 meter taller than the previous one. That means this one is 1 meter taller. So you have to take 3 plus 1, you get 4 meter. And then 4 meter plus 1, you get 5 meter here. Right? That means this will become a square already lah. Right? Because it's 4 meter by 4 meter, so it becomes a square already. Okay, now they say find the area in meter square of the sixth billboard. Okay, I think first I have to find out the length of the sixth billboard first. Not the length, sorry, the height. Okay, so you can see that the height of the first billboard is 3 meter, right? And then for the next one is 4, the next one is 5. So if you keep going until, so this one is the first one, right? So this one is the first, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So this is the sixth billboard near height. But they want the area, right? And the width for all the billboard is all same 4 meter. So the answer is 8 meter times 4 meter. So the answer is 32 meter square. Okay. Yeah, just take the height of the sixth billboard times 4, then you get the answer. So this is quite easy. The answer is D. All right. Number 2, a basket contains 150 apples and some oranges. Okay, dia tak cakap berapa orange, so I will just call it X for now. Okay, the probability of randomly selected an orange from basket is 1/6. So this is the probability of orange, 1/6. Calculate the number of orange in the basket. It means they want you to find the N for the orange. Okay, the formula for probability is PA equals NA over NS. So if I want the probability of orange, it comes from number of orange divided with the total. And the total is 150 plus X. And the N orange is what I want to find. And just now I already jadikan the orange punya bilangan X. So I can write X here actually. Yeah, so the probability of orange would be number of orange X divided with total 150 plus X. And now we can cari X daripada sini. Okay, how do you find X? Okay, kalau dia single fraction on both sides, like that, something over something equals something over something, you can cross multiply. Okay, yeah, and the reason you do that is because you nak hilangkan fraction lah. You nak hilangkan pecahan. So 6 times X is 6X. 1 times 150 plus X will just be 150 plus X. Because when you darab satu, nothing change. Okay, so that's what you get. Now you want to find X. So X dengan X boleh buat. And you're trying to find X, so X kena singlekan dia. Okay, so tambah X, hantar sini jadi tolak. 6 minus 1 dapat 5X. And then cari X, 150 darab 5, hantar jadi bahagi 5. So dapat 30 sini. So C is the answer. Alright, that's all. Okay, number 3, if X ratio Y is 4, 5, Y ratio Z is 3, 2, find ratio of X, Y, Z. Okay, this one is the lower form chapter. Okay, so you guys need to know something. If you want to combine this ratio and this ratio, you want to write for X, Y, Z, right? So first thing you write like that first, X dot dot Y dot dot Z. And then for the 4, 5, that's for X ratio Y. So that one you can write below the XY like that. Okay. And then this 3, 2 is the ratio for YZ. So what I will do, I will write it down here, 3, 2 like that. Okay. But if you want to combine these two into one ratio, right? If you want to, how to say, basically merge these two, you have to make sure they have same number. They have same number. So what you have to do is you have to samakan this number right here. The 5 and 3, you have to make them the same number. Okay, because when they are the same, then only you can combine this. Okay, combine this into one. So how do you make them the same? Okay, 5 and 3, if you want to make them the same, you can times 3, and then this one you can times 5. Because when you do that, yeah, when you do that, you will end, these two numbers will be same. Okay, so 4 times 3 gives you 12, and then 5 times 3 gives you 15, and that is X ratio Y. And then 3 times 5 here gives you 15, 2 times 5 gives you 10, and that's Y ratio Z. So now these two numbers is same, you can write it, you can combine it now. The 12 right here, the 10 right here. So the answer is B, boy. Okay, so this is the method. Okay, number 4, given the coordinate of point A and coordinate of midpoint of straight line AB is 5, 1, find the coordinate of point B. Okay, definitely we will use the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula is x plus x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. This is the formula for midpoint titik tengah. Tapi ya, kita bukan nak cari titik tengah sekarang. Dia dah bagi dah titik tengah. It's 5, 1. That means they give you the answer already and you're trying to cari balik point yang dekat hujung. So, point A is point yang dekat hujung, but there's one more point yang dekat hujung which is point B. Tapi point B ni kita tak tahu, kita tak cari. So, kita jadikan dia XY dulu. Okay, so when we find the midpoint, we will always take the point yang dekat hujung tambah bahagi 2. And the point yang hujung bukan 5, 1, bukan 5, 1. No, 5, 1 is the midpoint. So that's the jawapan. So point yang hujung is A and B. So it should be ambil point A tambah point B bahagi 2. So it should be 2 plus X divided by 2, and then Y plus Y, which is 5 plus Y divided by 2. And then walaupun you tak ada XY tapi tak apa, you ada jawapan. So kalau you ada jawapan, you boleh banding, and bila you banding dengan jawapan, you dapatlah XY. So bila banding, mesti X banding dengan X, Y banding dengan Y. So it becomes 2 plus X over 2 equals 5, and for the Y coordinate, 5 plus Y over 2 equals 1. Okay, how do you find X? Ini just pindah-pindah je lah. Okay, pindah 2 dulu, bahagi 2 jadi darab. So 5 darab 2, 10, tolak 2 dapat 8. And then Y equals 1 times 2 is 2, but have to minus 5. So negative 3. But when we write coordinate, we have to write in the bracket, like that. Okay, bracket, and then tulis X dulu baru tulis Y. So the answer is D, donkey. So that's the answer. Okay, number 5, simplify the expression. Okay, this looks like a indices question, right? Okay, first of all kita kena tahu kalau dia bracket power dekat luar macam tu the power has to darab. Yeah, the two power have to darab. So siapa yang kena power 3 sekarang? A power 2 yang kena power 3 ataupun B power 3 yang kena power 3. Sebenarnya both. Sebenarnya both. Both also have power 3 because the bracket you can see it covers the A square and the B cube. So the A square power 3 becomes A power 6. Not A power 5, A power 6. Because A power 2 power 3 is like that. Like that, the power have 2 times. So the correct answer here is A power 6. Now, for B power 3 and then power 3 again, so it becomes B power, the power side by side kena darab times. 3 times 3 gives you 9. Okay, times. Okay, divided by, okay, divide, I'll just write it like this, divide. Okay, A power 3, B in bracket, and then power 2. That means the A power 3 have to power 2 first. That gives you A power 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. And then B power 2 is just B power 2 like that. And now, you can see same base boleh buat. Yeah. Kalau same base bahagi the power you can minus. So the A power 6 divide A power 6 will give you 1. Because when same base bahagi the power you kena minus. So it becomes A power 6 minus 6. So it becomes A power 0. But A power 0 is 1. That's why the 1 kita tak tulis lah. So now you left with B power 9 divide B power 2, which is B power 9 minus 2. Because same base bahagi mah. So you left with B power 7. So the answer is A. Okay, this is also quite easy, that's all. Okay, number 6. In a school stationery shop, the ratio of pen to pencil to eraser sold is 3:5:2. Okay, I think I should write it nicely. This one is pen, pencils, and erasers. Okay, each pen costs 2 ringgit 40 cents. Okay, pencil 1 ringgit 20, eraser 80 cents. But the ratio is for the bilangan sold. Okay, if a total of 80 items were sold, what was the total revenue collected? Oh, interesting. Let's see. So this is cost for 1 pen, 1 pencil, 1 eraser, right? For 1. But if a total of 80 items were sold, so you want to make sure you tahu bilangan, total bilangan berapa dulu kan? Because this one is just for 1 pencil, 1 pen, 1 eraser. But you need to know how much is sold. But this is not the bilangan. This is just the ratio. Okay, so maybe we have to use the 80 to help us find out berapa sini kan. So what you can do is, okay, if you take 3 plus 5 plus 2, you're not gonna get 80, right? You're not gonna get 80. Okay, so what you can do is you can times with x plus 5x plus 2x equals 80. Yeah, because ratio dia sudah kecilkan, right? So this could, like, you, of course you can also like times 2 times 2 times 2, and then try to add everything and see whether you get 80 or not. And if tak jadi, you times 3, semua times 3, and then tambah semua, see you get 80 or not. If you do like that, can also lah, but it's a bit slow. So I just do 3x plus 5 plus 2x. So that gives you 10x equals 80, and that means x is 8, right? So that could mean, that means what? That means everything here have to times 8 lah. So yeah, times 8 gives you 24. 5 times 8 gives you 40. 2 times 8 gives you 16. And if you try taking all this tambah, memang you dapat 80. So what is this? This is the actual bilangan, hand sold, pencil sold, and eraser sold. So now that you know the actual bilangan, now you can multiply with the price, right? So I'm just gonna press 24 times 2.4 plus 40 times 1.2 plus 16 times 0.8. Okay, let me press my calculator. 24 times 2.4 plus 40 times 1.2 plus 16 times 0.8. So my calculator give me 118.4. So yeah, there's the answer there. C is the answer. Okay. Yeah, so this question is like a bit, like I was a bit stuck on it at first. Yeah, but yeah, I think this is how you do it. Alright, that's all. Okay, 7. Just by this diagram, you know it's a graph theory question from 4 chapter 5. Dalam bahasa Melayu, rangkaian dalam teori graph. Okay, in diagram 2, the number represent the distance in meter. So all this number is, so it's a weighted graph lah, graph berpemberat, and all this value is the distance in meter. So find the shortest path from A to D. Okay, if this is a paper 2 soalan, paper 2, the subjective question, mesti I will ask students to list out all the possible path from A to D. Yeah, why list out all the possible? Because you want to check which one is the shortest, right? But I'm doing paper 1. So when I'm doing paper 1, I can straight away look at the answer and do it, right? So if you want to do it fast, you can straight away go to answer, find out all the distance, which one is the smallest number, that's the shortest lah. So yeah, let's go AED. So 3.8 plus 6, that's going to be 9.8. AECD is like that, like that, like that. So 3.8 plus 4 is 7.8 plus 1.5. Okay, use your calculator to help you for this part. So it's 9.3. Now ABED is 3 plus 3.9. So 3.9 and then 6. So I got 12.9. 12.9. And finally, the last one is ABCD. So it's like that. So it's 5 plus 1.5, 6.5. So it's very obvious lah. The shortest path is D. Okay. But of course, if this one is a paper 2 question, then I don't recommend. Yeah, then it's like you can't do it like that, right? You have to betul-betul check out all the possible path and choose the shortest one. But if it's paper 1, you know one of the answer will be, because there's only 4 options here. So you can straight away look at the 4 options and mesti one of the option will be the answer. So just calculate the distance, then bulatkan the shortest path. Okay. Alright, that's all. Okay, number 8. An object moves with the speed of 10 meter per second and undergoes acceleration of 2 ms minus 2 for 5 seconds. What is the final velocity of the object? Final velocity. So they want the final speed. So yeah, makes sense lah. All the unit is in meter per second because that's the unit for speed. Okay, the speed is 10 meter per ms minus 1. Undergoes acceleration for this. So I think you have to find out the speed here and then plus with 10. Yeah, because when you travel with a speed of 10, you accelerate ma. So definitely your answer will not be 10 already. Right? Yeah, it will not be 10 already because when you accelerate means you increase the speed. So it's either 15, 20 or 25, right? But to find out berapa speed yang kena tambah, you kena tengok guna info ni. 2 ms minus 2 for 5 seconds, right? So 2 ms minus 2, I want it to be ms minus 1 because I want the speed. So I can times with the 5 second. So I'll get 10 because then the unit will become ms minus 1. Yeah, because s minus 2 times s will give you s minus 1. Okay. All right. Of course, you can also use the formula. Acceleration equals to the velocity, right? Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time, which is final velocity, that's the x lah. That's what I want to find. Minus with initial 10 over the time 5 equals to acceleration is 2. So it's x minus 10 equals to 5, x equals to 20. So the answer is B, boy lah. Okay, if you use the method that I did here, it's correct also. Because you find out, after you find out this 10, you plus with this lah. Because this is the initial speed, right? And now you accelerate, you tambah you punya speed for 10. So your final velocity will be 10 plus 10, which gives you 20 also. Okay. So yeah, you can do both method lah. But I think this method is less confusing. Yeah, this method, because it's like you just use the formula, right? Yeah, but it works also. Okay. So that's all. Okay, let's continue number 9. All right, simplify this thing. Okay, if you want to simplify means you have to factorize everything completely first. Yeah, factorize everything completely and then yang boleh potong-potong lah. Okay, this one you don't potong no, it's wrong you can't potong like that. So what you can do is simplify. I mean factorize, sorry, you can factorize. So how do you factorize this? You can use the differences in square. So when you have differences in square, you can factorize like that, a minus b, a plus b. But make sure this one kena minus. Ini wajib minus, baru boleh buat macam ni. Kalau tambah tak boleh. And also make sure they have square. Okay. So what I will do now is for the 4m square minus 1, I will change it to 2 square m square minus 1 square. And you can write it like this now. The 2 square m square, I can write 2m. And since both also have square, I can write outside the bracket like this. And the reason why I write like that is because, yeah, you can see it's same with this form already. A square minus b square. Your a is the 2m, your b is the 1. So that means this thing can change to 2m minus 1, 2m plus 1. Okay. Okay, what about yang bawah? Boleh tak saya factorize? Boleh juga kan? Because m square minus 1 is m square. Can you write this as 1 square? Yeah, because 1 square is 1. Okay. That's why I can do that. Okay, and then m minus 1, m plus 1. That one right bawah lah. M minus 1, m plus 1. Okay. Okay, then what about this one? Okay, times, okay, mn plus n, can I factorize? The answer is yes. How you factorize this? Okay, you can see there's two terms, right? And both these two terms can divide by n. That means you can factorkan n. You can factor n keluar. So you can factorize out like that. So you left with m plus 1. Okay, m plus 1. Okay, the last one is 4m minus 2. Can you factorize? The answer is yes. Because 4m and 2, both these terms can divide by 2. So you can take out the 2. So 4m divided by 2 left with 2m. Negative 2 when I divide by 2 left with negative 1. Okay. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'll just factorize completely. Semua yang boleh factorize, I factorize. Okay, done that. Now we can take, so you have one fraction times one fraction. That means you will take atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah lah. Atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah. But you know that the atas mesti nanti tulis atas, bawah mesti tulis bawah. So that means kalau atas bawah sama, boleh potong. So the 2m minus 1 mesti can cut. M plus 1 also can cut. So you left with this, right? So you just left with n, atas left with n times 2m plus 1. So you know A is wrong, you know B is wrong, you know C is wrong, the answer is D. Yeah, because you left with n, 2m plus 1, and then the bawah is left with 2 and m minus 1 like that. So the correct answer is D donkey. Yeah, that's all. Number 10, a map has a scale of 1:5,000. Okay, this one is a lower form chapter under scale drawing. Okay, this one a lot of students underestimate this topic one because it's like they learn it lower form. So most students they don't really go in depth. Yeah. So I want to explain this one. So you have to know when you write the scale, it has to be always image ratio object. Image ratio object. Okay. And for image, it's the fake distance, or you can say the fake punya size. Object is the actual size, or you can say the real size. Okay. Yeah. So you can see the fake size is just 1 ratio, but the actual is 5,000. The ratio. Yeah lah, makes sense, right? Because this is a map So when you draw a map, usually the map will be smaller than the actual size. Takkan lah you punya map lagi besar than the actual size, right? When you draw map, you have to make sure Yeah, it's like smaller than that. Yeah. Okay, so if the distance between two shops is 8 cm, so this is the distance. What is the actual distance between two towns? Okay, this one is the on the map, right? On the map. So is this the fake one or the actual one? The fake one. So this one is the image. This 8 is the image. Okay. So what is the actual distance? Okay, so the 8 have to put it here lah, because that's the image. And then find the actual distance, it means nak cari object sini. It means I'm trying to find this one, right? So very easy. Sini darab 8, sini pun darab 8 lah. So if ratio 1 is 5,000, ratio 8 would be 5,000 times 8. That gives you 5 times 8 is 40, and then 3 more zeros. But hold on, the unit is in cm here. The 8 here is in cm. So this will come out in cm also. Okay. So if you look at A, B, C, D, all the answers are not in cm. It's either in meter or km. So let's convert to meter and km. All right, how do you convert meter to cm? Okay, 1 meter is 100 cm. So if you want to convert cm to meter, you have to divide by 100. So divide by 100, that gives you 400 meter. But what if I convert to km? Well, 400 meter to km, 1 km equals to 1000 meter. But I want meter to km now, so it's like that. So it's divided by 1000. So I can just take 400, divide 1000 to change to km. So 0.4 km. Okay. Okay, so I'll just look for this or this in my answer. So I can see it A lah. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay. What if the ABCD tu tak ada 400 meter, then you find the 0.4 km lah. Okay. Yeah, but this one, the answer is A. Okay, you understand? Okay, number 11, diagram 3 shows a parallelogram PQRS. Okay, parallelogram is a rectangle yang sudah sengit. That's how I usually tell my student. It's like a rectangle but sudah sengit sikit. Okay. So, a rectangle yang sudah sengit. Given that the distance between PQ is 4 units. If the distance here is 4, SR will be 4 also. Yeah, because parallelogram, the opposite side mesti sama panjang. Okay. Okay, find the midpoint of straight line PR. Where is the midpoint of PR? So it's somewhere here, right? Okay, this PR line is called the diagonal. Diagonal means when you tarik from one bucu to another bucu, like that, that's called diagonal. Okay, so if I tarik one line from S to Q, it will be called a diagonal also. Okay, it will be called diagonal also. But why I did that, why I cross this, why I tambah this line myself, is because I know for parallelogram dia memang ada satu karakteristik, the midpoint of these 2 points will be same with the midpoint of these 2 points. Ya, ini dengan ni sama, ini dengan ni sama. So walaupun saya tak boleh cari midpoint PR sebab tak ada point P dengan point R, tapi saya boleh pinjam QS punya midpoint. I can find the QS punya midpoint sebab QS punya midpoint and PR punya midpoint is the same point. Yeah. So walaupun dia nak cari midpoint of PR, but you can find the midpoint of QS because that is the same point. Okay. So how do you find midpoint? X plus X divide 2, Y plus Y divide 2. That's how you find the midpoint. The titik tengah. Okay. Okay, so kena ambil point yang hujung tambah bagi 2. So 10 plus 2 divide 2. 7 plus 4 divide 2. So press this, you will get 6. 11 over 2. Okay, not this. 11 over 2 is 5.5. Yeah. So the answer is D donkey. Okay, number 12. Table 1 shows the scores obtained by a group of students in a mathematics test. So yang score 5 markah ada 2 orang, 10 markah tak tahu, 15 markah 6 orang, 20 markah ya ada 4 orang. The mean is 13. Calculate the difference between mean and mode. Okay, find out the mean. I already know the mean is 13. Yeah. But I need the mode. But I can't find the mode now because mode you have to choose the score with the highest frequency. Okay, but you don't know the x value berapa. You don't know the x now. So I think your job now is to find out the x. After find out the x, then only you can judge which one is the highest frequency. Then only you can find the difference, right? So my job now is to find x, and I think I know how lah. Just use the mean formula. Okay. Okay, the mean formula is you take everything, add together, and then divide with the n. Okay, the mean formula, I write it here. Sum of x divided by n. Okay, but in some cases, yang ada frequency, you kena buat macam ni. Fx, sum of fx, divide with sum of f. And for this case, memang dia ada frequency. So, kita kena guna formula yang bawah. So, score, that one is the x lah. And then f, that's the frequency. Okay. Okay, but be careful because sometimes they might give you group data. What is group data? Group data means dia ada bagi kelas macam ni. Ah, macam ni. Okay, 10 macam ni lah. Okay. So this is what we call a size. And kalau dia ada bagi size macam ni then it's a group data. And for case yang macam ni, you kena cari midpoint. For the X, you kena cari midpoint. Kalau dia ada, kalau dia group data lah. Okay, but this one, dia tak ada class. So 5, 2, you can just straight away darab 5 times 2 plus 10 times X, which is 10X plus 15 times 6 plus 20 times 4. Because the meaning of 5-2 means what? It means 5 muncul 2 kali, and then 15 muncul 6 kali, 20 muncul 4 kali. Yeah. So instead of taking 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, I straight away just take 20 times 4 like that. Okay. Okay, over the total frequency is 2 plus X plus 6 plus 4. Okay. Alright, saya nak cari X sekarang. Don't forget that we are trying to find X. So, nombor dengan nombor boleh buat 2 plus 6 plus 4, you will get, okay, the X tulis siap-siap dulu. Okay, what is this? 12 lah. Okay. Alright, yang X ni pun saya tulis siap-siap. Sebab dia seorang saja yang ada X. And then yang ni dengan yang ni kita boleh buat. So just tekan kereta 10 plus 15 times 6. And then plus 20 times 4. Okay, my calculator give me 180. Okay, how do you find X now? Okay, first hilangkan fraction dulu lah. Yang ni hantar atas jadi darab. So it becomes 10X plus 180 equals. Okay, 13 darab X is 13X. And then 13 have to times 12 also. Okay. So I tekan I dapat 156. Okay, X dengan saya nak cari X So X dengan X boleh buat. Yang ni hantar sana 13 minus 10 is 3X. And then here yang 156 pindah ke sini 80 minus 56. I got 76. Wait, how? Okay, 24. 24 And then nak cari X sekarang 24 bagi 3 dapat 8 lah. Okay, but this is not the answer. This is only the X value. Dia nak cari difference between mean and mode. Okay, mean sudah tahu 13. Tapi mode is kita kena pilih score yang frekuensi paling tinggi. It means the one that appear the paling banyak kali. Or you can say the most famous one. The most famous one. So yang muncul paling banyak kali, you can see which one has the highest frequency. 8 is the highest frequency, so the mode is 10. Okay, 10 yang muncul paling banyak kali dalam data tu. Okay. So this is 10. Now to find the difference, just ambil besar tolak kecil. So 13 minus 10, that gives you 3 lah. So 12 answer is C. Right. Okay, 13, given that square root R power 3 equals to 6 power S over T, find the values of R, S, and T. Okay, first of all, I think I will change the square root to power 1 over 2. So make sure you know that square root is actually power 1 over 2. Then if it's a cube root, then it's power 1 over 3. Okay, on the other side is S over T like that, right? So what we can do, when the power side by side, we can actually times, right? We can actually times. So when you times, it becomes 3 times 1 over 2 becomes 3 over 2 and 6 power S over T. And kenapa saya buat macam tu is because I want to banding. I want to compare. Because I want to make sure that both sides is written in the same format, is written in the same form. So now both sides, because here there's bracket, but here no bracket. So now I make it so that the both side no bracket. So now I can compare. So the R should be 6 lah. The R should be 6. And then the S should be 3 lah. And then the T should be 2. So R6 S3 T2. R6 S3 T2. The answer is A. Okay. Okay. 14. Amar had a total annual income 63450 in the year 2024. So annual means 1 tahun. This is already 1 tahun income. Total tax relief claimed by him was this. Okay, this is definitely cukai punya chapter lah, because you see the word tax already, right? From 5 chapter 4 lah. And later mesti you kena tolak dengan ni. Sebab dia tax relief. Ya. Memang when you find cukai, memang selalu you will tolak dengan tax exception, tax relief, right? Okay, he donate 1,200 to government approved welfare organization and pay zakat 300 every month through monthly salary deduction. Calculate Amar chargeable income. Okay, yang donation ni dia adalah tax exemption. Okay, yeah, I hope you know this lah. I hope you know this because this one for the cukai punya soalan memang selalu dia keluar donation one in all Christians. Like 99% of cukai Christian mesti ada donation one. Yeah. So donation is always the tax exemption. Okay. Alright, dia nak cari chargeable income bukan nak cari cukai, bukan nak cari tax. Nak cari chargeable income sahaja. Okay, the formula for chargeable income is the total annual income minus with tax exemption and minus with tax relief. That's all. That's all. Okay. So the total annual income is 63450, and then the tax exemption is 1200 minus with relief 14360. Okay, what about the 300? Okay, no, the 300 is the zakat. Zakat is a type of tax rebate, and we don't tolak tax rebate to find chargeable income. Okay, yeah, for chargeable income we only minus exemption dengan relief saja. Zakat tak payah tolak. If you tolak zakat, then wrong already. Bila masa baru tolak zakat, that one is after you tengok jadual. After tengok jadual, they will give you a jadual punya, right? Cukai taksiran punya jadual. And after you tengok cukai punya jadual, you dapatkan you punya base tax and the balance, and then baru you tolak dengan rebate. It means the tolak dengan zakat tu lah. But this question tak payah buat semua tu, dia only ask for chargeable income. So buat macam ni terus dapat. So tekan kereta, terus dapat jawapan. So let me press. Okay, 47890 is the answer. So C. Okay, let's move on. 15. It is given that, okay, you see this symbol, smaller, smaller, you know already, it's from 4 chapter 6. Linear inequalities. Okay. Okay, given that R is between 2 and 9, and then 2 minus S smaller than 4, where R and S are integer. Integer means tak ada decimal, tak ada fraction lah. Integers. Okay, find the maximum value of R minus S. Okay, in order to find R minus S, first you need to list out all the possible values of R and all the possible values of S first. So for R, what are all the possible values? So they said R is between 2 and 9. So what's in between 2 and 9? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the 9 cannot include sebab dia tak ada letak sama dengan sini. Tak ada equal sini. So if there's no equal sign here, that means the 9 cannot write. But the 2 can write because there's an equal sign here. So these are all the possible values for R. Now for S. For S, you have to do some working. Yeah, you have to jadikan S single dulu because the S is not single now. So what you can do is pindah a bit. So trying to find S here. So 2 go there, become minus. 4 minus 2 becomes 2. And then pindah negative kan. So when you pindah negative, the 2 become negative 2 lah. But when you pindah negative macam ni, what's happening is you ambil ini bahagi negative 1. And when you take this number divide negative, this symbol awak kena terbalikkan. Awak kena, yeah, you have to flip the tanda. So now it becomes S bigger than negative 2. So now you can list out all the possible values for S. So it will be negative 3. Negative 2 is not included sebab dia tak ada equal sign. So negative 3. What am I doing? Oh my god. Junhao, wake up. Negative 2 bigger negative 1 lah. Okay, I was like, I don't know why I said negative 3. Sorry. Okay, bigger than negative 2, right? And it has to be integer. It means tak boleh ada decimal punya. So it's like negative 1.5 semua tu no. Integer mah. So negative 1, 0, 1, yeah, and so on lah. There's so many. Okay, now what is the maximum value of R minus S? Okay, to find the maximum value of R minus S, you have to make sure you choose the R paling besar punya number. Yeah, the R paling besar punya number. And then choose S paling kecil punya number. Because you want it to maximum. Imagine kalau you nak beza dia maximum. If you want the difference to be maximum, mestilah you kena make sure you pilih jawapan yang paling jauh. You faham? It means like the distance between them paling jauh. So 2 and negative 1, that's not gonna be the maximum. 3 and negative 1, no. It should be 8 and negative 1, right? It should be the for R you should choose the highest one, the S you should choose the lowest one. That way you can get the maximum value, right? That is why it's 8 minus negative 1, positive 9. Okay? 8 minus negative 1 is the same as 8 plus 1. That's why the difference is 9. Okay? So that's the answer. Alright, that's all. 16. Diagram 4 shows an isosceles triangle RST. Okay, if this is isosceles means there's two sides yang sama panjang. But it's not clear which two sides is sama panjang now. But it's okay, let's keep reading. Given that the area of RST is 48. Okay, this is important information. 48 unit square the area. Find the perimeter in cm of the isosceles triangle RST. Okay, I still don't know which two sides is sama panjang. It could be these two sides. But it could also be these two sides also possible, right? Yeah, it's hard to say, it's hard to know, right? So let's think about it. Find perimeter. perimeter means finding the distance here plus distance here plus distance here. But you can't find it, obviously. So maybe you have to use the area first. Okay, this point is 10 too, right? That means if you baca bawah here, here is 10 lah. And then you baca here, this is 2, right? And then this is negative 2, 2. That means if you baca to x here is negative 2, and then baca y here is 2. That means this line is a horizontal line. Yeah, it's a horizontal line. And we can actually find out the panjang from here to here. And we need this panjang later because we are finding perimeter later. So let's find out the panjang here. So berapa unit? Okay, sini 2 unit lah. Yeah, from here to here is 2 unit. And from here to here is 10. So it's 12 units. 12 units in total. Okay, ignore the negative. Panjang tak ada negative. Okay, the negative is there is because dia sebelah kiri is on the left side of the zero. That's why ada negative. Sekarang kita nak panjang saja. So just kira 2 unit tambah 10 unit. Okay, now how do you find these two distance? That's the issue, right? So I think this question is it says is isosceles, right? So mesti ada dua side sama panjang. So I think the yang sama panjang is this and this lah. Actually, they should mention it in question lah, because if they don't mention it, it's hard to it's hard to know which one lah. But I think this is these two lah, because if it's not these two, then it doesn't make sense already. Yeah, it has to be these two side yang sama panjang. Okay. Okay, so now we can find out the area. The formula to find area is 1/2 times base times height. For triangle, right? But you have to make sure the base and height has to be perpendicular to each other. Okay, it has to be perpendicular to each other. So the base you can take 12, but the height it will be from R, tarik satu line ke bawah, and it has to be perpendicular to this line right here. So I will just write H for now equals to 48 because the area is 48, right? So I can find this height right here, and after finding this height right here, I can find this panjang by using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, because the whole line is 12, right? And if this is an isosceles, when you cut it in the middle like this, you will end up with two right angle triangle yang sama size. So that's why this 12 actually can cut in half jadi 6, 6 like that. And then later, once I get this, then I can use Pythagoras theorem, find the remaining side. Okay. Alright, let's find H first. Okay, 12 bahagi 2 boleh buat dapat 6. And then darab 6 hantar jadi bahagi 6. 48 bahagi 6 is 8. So the H is 8 and the H is this vertical line. Okay. And now, okay, let's check the unit. This one they write unit square. This one is in cm pula. Okay, this one it should be in cm lah. I think it should be in cm lah. Okay, yeah, that way everything is in cm, right? Okay, sekarang buat apa? Kita cari panjang sini kan? So we use the Pythagoras theorem. So to find RT, okay, we have the remaining two sides for the right angle. So the formula for Pythagoras theorem is square root, bracket square, sini tulis 8, sini tulis 6. And you are finding the longer side, the hypotenuse. So kena tambah. So you get 10. Right? So this side is 10, and since it's an isosceles, this is also 10. So the perimeter will be 10 plus 10 plus 12. 10 plus 10 plus 12, right? So the answer is 32. All right, 17. Ishak bought a car worth 130,000 on credit. He also paid a down payment of 10%, and the balance was paid in installment over 7 years. If the monthly installment paid is this, is the interest rate change charged by bank? Okay, this is under Form 3, Chapter 3. Yeah, it's a Form 3 chapter, and this is under the installment punya lah. Okay. Okay, when we do installment, the formula we use is always this: A equals P plus PRT. So what is A? A is the total loan repayment. Total loan repayment. What is that? Okay, loan is pinjaman, repayment is bayar balik. So what is total loan repayment? Total loan repayment is after you pinjam, berapa yang you kena bayar balik dekat bank. Itulah total loan repayment. And the formula for total loan repayment is take the P, which is the amount you pinjam at first, tambah dengan PRT, which is the interest. Okay. So to get the P, first we need to know berapa dia pinjam dulu lah. So berapa yang dia pinjam? Bukan 130,000 and also bukan 10%. It's 90%. It's 90%. Sebab yang 10% is the down payment. That means ini sudah settle. Ini dia sudah settle punya. Okay. Only the balance yang pergi pinjam bank. Okay. Balance yang kena bayar installment kan. Yang 10% ni sudah settle habis. So you have to take 90% darab dengan 130,000 sekarang. So potong, 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 potong. Okay. 1300 times 90. So I got 117,000. Okay, 117,000 ini bukan jawapan. Ini hanyalah amount yang dia pinjam dekat bank. Okay, dia pinjam dekat bank. There's another way to do this. You can also take yang ni darab dengan 10% dulu. Lepas darab 10%, tolak ambil ni tolak dengan jawapan tu. Can also. You dapat sama jawapan. Okay, let's continue. 117,000 itu bukan jawapan. Itu amount yang you pinjam dekat bank. Tapi bila you pinjam bank, dia akan ada interest. That is why when you bayar balik the total loan repayment, dia takkan jadi 117,000. Dia akan jadi 117,000 plus with the interest. Okay, and the formula is PRT. So P is 170,000 times with the rate. Okay, ada tak dia bagi rate? Oh, dia suruh cari rate. Maksudnya rate ni tak ada lah. So I just panggil dia R. Because this is what I want to find, right? And then the T, that would be the how many years. So it's over 7 years. So ini 7, right? So how do we do this? Okay, sebenarnya kalau nak cari R, kita kena ada ni. Kita kena ada A. Betul tak? If I don't have the A, I cannot find the R. Okay. So, contoh kalau soalan suruh cari total loan repayment, kalau kita nak cari total loan repayment, we just have to have P and then PRT. Because we have all these, we can find A, right? But if I don't have the R, that means they have to give me the A so that I can cari balik. And they actually give me the A, but they got mentioned the monthly installment is this one, right? But this is not the A, You jangan terus tulis ini dekat sini, Salah. This 1831.61 is the monthly installment. So you have to take the 183161 because this is only for 1 month. Yeah, this is only the amount yang you repay to the bank for 1 month. To get the A, which is total loan repayment, you have to dapat yang untuk 7 years. So you have to darab with 12 first. Yeah, because this is 1 month. You darab 12, you dapat for 1 year lah. And then darab lagi dengan 7. If you tekan all this, you will get the A. Okay. So let's press 1831.61 times 12 times 7. So the answer is 153,855.24. 153,855.4. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is this whole thing equals to this. Okay. So how do you find R? So yang ni dengan yang ni boleh darab dulu. So I'll just press 7 times 117,000. So it's 819,000 R. And then this 117,000 I pindah sana. And then ambil ni tolak lah. So 153,855.24 minus 117,000. So I got 36855.24. 36855.24. And the final step is yang ni bahagi dengan 81900. Okay, maka dia give me 0.045. 0.045000. So 0.045 lah. Okay. You can see ABCD dia semua tulis dalam persen. Yeah, because the interest rate is always in percentage. So how do you change decimal to percentage? Very easy, just darab 100. So it's 4.5%. Yeah. That means 4.5% kalau you tukar jadi pecahan is 4.5 bahagi 100, which is 0.045. So same with this. Okay. So 17 answer is B. Alright. 18. Given matrix, this has no inverse, express Q in terms of P. Okay, kalau dia tak ada inverse means you buat determinant equals 0. Determinant equals 0. And what is determinant? AD minus BC. Okay, if a matrix has 2 row, 2 column, this is the A, this is the B, this is the C, this is the D, right? So if dia tak ada inverse means you buat A darab D minus B darab C equals 0. So 2 times Q plus 1 minus B times C, P minus 1 times Q equals 0. Okay, kalau nak darab yang ni, satu term nak darab dua term, dia kena darab macam ni. 2Q plus 2. And then this one satu term darab dua term, darab masuk negative PQ plus Q equals 0. Okay. Okay, before I continue, I just want to mention why. Why the determinant 0 is because when you find inverse, the formula is 1 over AD minus BC, and then this is D, this is A, this is negative B, negative C. This is the formula to find inverse. right? But if one day bawah sini kosong that means you cannot find the inverse already. Sebab kalau ini kosong, that means you have to take all this number bahagi dengan kosong. But you can't divide by 0. Ya, kalau you tekan 2 bahagi kosong, the calculator will give you math error. Because it's not possible to bahagi kosong. That is why when bawah sini dapat kosong, that means the matrix has no inverse. So this question says this matrix tak ada inverse, so just buat determinant equals 0 lah. Okay, now we focus on finding Q in terms of P. That means dia nak jadikan Q single lah. Q equals, right? You want to pindah sampai Q single. Okay, I can see this Q and this Q boleh buat. Yeah, because 2Q plus 1Q is 3Q. Tapi dengan negative PQ ni tak boleh buat. Yeah, because this one, the P bukan satu nilai, so tak boleh buat. But it's okay, nanti kita boleh faktor. Yang dua ni saya hantar sana dulu, jadi negative 2. And now I faktorkan Q. Because both these two terms can bahagi dengan Q. So I faktor keluar macam ni. So 3Q bahagi Q tinggal 3. Negative PQ, I take out divide by Q, left with negative P. And kenapa saya buat macam tu? Sebab saya nak jadikan Q single. So sekarang dapatlah jawapan negative 2 bahagi 3 minus P. Okay, but there is a chance where tak ada jawapan tau. So if you look at ABCD, tengok. Memang tak ada jawapan, right? Okay, let me tell you why. It's because this negative, you can actually choose to write it up also can, down also can. Yeah. So if I give you negative 3 over 5, 3 over negative 5, negative 3 over 5. Ini semua sama tau. Yeah, these are all the same thing. The negative, you can choose to write it up, down, middle, wherever you want. Can also. Okay. But you don't write it like this. This one is not the same. If you put up, down, both like that, then it becomes positive already. Then it's not the same as this already. Okay. So tell me, if this one negative 2 over 3 minus P, tak ada jawapan, right? But you can do what? You can choose to write the negative down. And once you write it down, then mesti ada jawapan di. Tapi bila you tulis down, you jangan tulis macam ni. Negative 3, negative 3 minus P like that. Okay, sebenarnya dia kena ada bracket lah. Because when you write it down, the 3 minus P, dia kan dua term. So kalau dua term, ada negatif, dia kena letak bracket lah. So it should be Q equals 2 over negative 3 plus P. Ini baru betul. Okay. Okay, the answer is B boy lah. The answer is B boy. Because negative 3 plus P is the same as P minus 3. Okay, P minus 3. It's the same thing, right? Saya tak tukar pun tanda dia. Cuma P saya tulis dulu, lepas tu negative 3 saya tulis afterwards. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. Alright, hope you understand. Okay, question 19. Diagram 5 shows two polygons V and W. Okay, this looks like a transformation question. So they already give you two polygons. So I'm assuming you have to, they will tell you which one is object image lah. Okay, V is the image of W under a transformation. Okay, yes. So V is the image. So this one I write I. W is the object. Okay. So remember it's always object pergi image. So W pergi V. Okay, find the image of P under the same transformation. Okay, before I find the image of P, first I need to know what transformation first. I need to know what transformation is this first. After knowing this transformation, then only I can go to point P and then perform the same transformation, right? So what is this transformation right here? So we have to figure it out. Okay, I know it's not enlargement. Yeah, whenever I teach students to describe, right? They will ask this in paper 2 also sometimes. Give you object image, ask you to describe. And when you describe first, I always do like that one. I check the size first. Okay. So if the size tak sama, then enlargement lah. Tapi ini size sama, so bukan enlargement. So tinggal translate, reflect, enlarge. So we check for translation because translation is the easiest one to check. So bila you translate dia kena gerak kiri kanan atas bawah. So this one is not translation because you can see that the orientation sudah, it's not the same. Yeah, you can see it's not translation. Okay. So that leaves us with reflection and rotation. Okay. Reflect and rotate is the hardest one to see. Yeah, sometimes a lot of students they tak pandai tengok. So the method I always teach my student is draw lines. Buat garisan. Kalau semua garisan parallel, then dia adalah reflection. Dia adalah pantulan. Okay. And if you draw lines later, all the lines is like that. Every line intercept at one point like that. That means this is rotation 180 degree. And this point right here, that is the center. Kalau rotation 180. But what if it's not these two? Tapi dia bukan case dua case ni, then it's rotation 90 lah. Okay. So now I'll start joining lines. Tapi you join pun kena join dengan point yang betul. For example, this point right here, dia mesti join dengan yang ni. So, yeah, because this is the dia kena join with the corresponding point. Point yang sepadan. Okay, this one mesti with this one. Confirm. Okay. And then this one. Okay, this is a bit. Let me think. Okay, it's like that. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, this one. Okay. Maksudnya you tak boleh suka-suka join. You kena make sure you join dekat point yang betul. So yang ni yang sama dengan dia yang mana? This one, right? Okay, so tell me now, is it reflection ataupun rotation 180? Okay, it's definitely not reflection because the lines all is like, yeah, dia bukan semua parallel. And also dia bukan rotation 180. Sebab kalau rotation 180 all the lines will intersect at one point. Yang ini, okay, dia ada intersect tapi sini pun ada. And then dia bukan semua line yang intersect sini. Faham kan? Yeah, like you can see this line tak intersect sini pun. So I think I know already lah. This one is rotation 90 degree. Rotation 90. So for rotation 90, dia punya line memang macam ni. It's like very messy one lah, the line. Okay. So now what you have to do? You have to, so now you know already lah, it's rotation 90 degree, right? But when you're doing rotation, you need to know the center. And also you need to know it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. So what I will do now is find out the center of rotation. Yeah, you need to find the center because later you have to find image of P using the same transformation. That means later you have to use the same center to do rotation for P. Okay, how to find center of rotation kalau 90? Usually I teach student do the perpendicular bisector. It means you have to draw two perpendicular bisector here lah. And you can do it using compass. Do you know what is compass? Jangka lukis, yang ini. This one is like the tajam punya. And then the other one is yang ada pencil punya. Okay, something like that lah. Okay, so it's like you use this to draw perpendicular bisector, right? But I'm using laptop now, and also there's ada juga cara yang kalau tak nak guna ni boleh juga. So let me show you. Okay, first step is you choose two lines first. You choose two lines. Okay, but make sure you don't choose two lines yang parallel. If you choose two lines that are parallel, it will be very difficult later. So choose two lines that are parallel. Okay, I can see there is a horizontal line here. So let's use that. Because kalau dia horizontal line nanti senang nak lukis perpendicular bisector. And then for the other line, I will try to choose another one that is maybe okay. I buang yang ni lah. Okay, I think I'll just go with this. So I will choose these two lines, and they are not parallel. Okay, they are not parallel. So it's good. Now we can draw perpendicular bisector. Okay, for this line to draw perpendicular bisector is very easy. Just go to the midpoint, draw a 90-degree line, and the 90-degree line will definitely be this one. So I purposely use a different color, green color, so that you can see this. This is the perpendicular bisector. Okay. Okay, done. Now we go to the next line and then do the same thing. But we have to go to the midpoint and then draw a 90-degree line, right? But this will be a bit difficult because the line is sengit, right? That's why I said you can use compass if you want. Yeah, just cucuk here, lukis atas, lukis bawah, and then cucuk here, lukis, and then join lah. Okay, but I will do it another way. I will do it another way. I will show you how to draw the perpendicular bisector without the compass. So the first step is to find out the midpoint. Yeah, you have to find out the midpoint, right? So what you can do is you can kira sini ada berapa kotak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3. So you can know that this is 5 kotak, this is 3 kotak. But you have to divide by 2 because you're trying to find the midpoint. So 5 divided 2 is 2.5. 3 divided 2 is 1.5. That means the midpoint is 2.5, like that. 1, 2, and then 0.5, which is here. And then 1.5 from here. 1 half. So it's here, right? So if I tarik from here, that's the midpoint. Okay, that's the midpoint. Okay. Yeah. So you faham kan? This distance right here divided by 2, and this distance right here divided by 2, and then go to the line, that would be the midpoint. Yeah. All right. After knowing the midpoint, now it's time to draw a 90-degree line. Yeah, we have to draw a 90-degree line. Okay. So how you can do a 90-degree line? Very easy. Of course, you use compass can also, but I'm showing you how to do it without compass. So without compass, you can do it like this. You place your ruler like that. because the corner of the ruler is 90 degree, right? So if you just if you just make sure this point, I mean this corner is on this point, then you can use your pencil, draw here already, and then place your ruler down a bit and then draw another one, and then panjangkan lah, means you panjangkan the line. Then you can find out your center already. Okay. All right. So I will do that now. So I'm gonna go here. So we have to make sure it's uh like that, like that. Okay, maybe. Okay, it's a bit hard because. All right. Let me. So I'm literally pressing a ruler on my laptop screen right now. Just trying my best to make it accurate. Okay, I feel like it's like that. Okay. Okay, but I don't wanna do wrongly, so let me just double check. Okay, it looks like, yeah, it looks 90. Yeah, I think I did it well enough. So I just need to panjangkan the line now. So yep. Okay. So now you can see your center of rotation. The rotation center will be at the intersection. Okay, the perpendicular bisector punya intersection. So this one lah. So the center rotation is 11, 7.5. Okay, but we don't need the coordinate. Yeah, we don't need the coordinate. So I will just erase it. So we just know it's 11, 7.5. This is the center. Okay, and not this one. You don't go and choose all these points. No. Remember, the center is always at the perpendicular bisector intersection. Okay, that's why I purposely use a different color. Okay, after you get your center, now I will draw a cross at the center. Yeah, that's how I always do it. Okay, kalau sudah tahu center duduk mana, terus lukis satu cross. Okay, sekarang kita boleh tahu lah rotation 90 and the center is at 11 7.5. That's the center of rotation. And also the clockwise, anti-clockwise. Okay, you already draw a cross and it's this direction right here lah. So it's clockwise. Yeah, CW clockwise. Yeah, because you're going from here to here, right? So it's ikut arah jam. Okay, now use these three information and then find the image of point P. Okay, so then actually image of P, that means P is your object now. P is your object and you're trying to perform the same transformation, which is rotation 90 clockwise. Using this center right here and it's clockwise. Okay, P duduk dekat sini tau. Your P duduk dekat sini. So after you rotate 90, mesti dia duduk atas. Right? Mesti dia duduk atas sini. Because your object is here. So this is your 90, this one 180, this one 270. Okay. So now you already know the image will jatuh here. So now you can kira kotak, go to the center and then kira from the center to the point P. But you have to kira horizontal first. So 1, 2, 3, and then go down 1. So 3, 1. Okay, horizontal 3, vertical 1. But you have to terbalikkan. When you rotate 90, you have to terbalik. So horizontal 3, vertical 1, terbalik jadi horizontal 1, vertical 3. But have to move towards the top left corner. So it will be horizontal 1, vertical 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the answer. 10, 15. So B-boy. Okay. So for rotation 90, you kena terbalikkan. And always kira horizontal dulu. Horizontal, vertical, and then terbalikkan the thing. Okay. Kalau rotate 180, tak payah terbalik. Okay, but rotate 90 kena terbalikkan. Macam tu. Okay. Alright, I think that's all. So, sudah siap. Okay, number 20. 0.006 is written as m times 10 power n. This one is called standard form. Yeah, in the standard form, betul PY, find the value of m and n. Okay, if you want to convert to standard form, you have to move the decimal to the point where you have to make sure, like, how to say, this m number right here, dia boleh ada decimal, but before decimal can only have one digit, and that digit cannot be 0. For example, 3.2 like that. That means like before the decimal can only have one digit. And of course the digit can't be 0 lah. So you know B and D automatic wrong already. Because 76, dia punya decimal, there's no decimal. That means the decimal is here. And you can see before decimal got 2 digit. So if it's like that, that means it's not standard form. Okay, so it's either A or C. So is it negative 3 or 3? Okay, very simple. You are moving to the, if you're moving to the left, the power kena tambah. Moving to the right, power minus. So if now your point is here, so you have to move 1, 2, 3. So you're moving in this direction. So the 10 power n, the n will be negative because you're moving in this direction. So A is the answer. Okay. And if you use your calculator and tekan 7.6 times 10 power negative 3, memang betul dia akan bagi ini 0.0076. Okay. So I'm just gonna try it quickly. Yeah, betul. Okay, if you use the putih punya calculator, dia akan bagi dalam standard form lah, 7.6 times 10 power negative 3. But it's the same thing lah. Yeah, because 7.6 times 10 power negative 3 means you're moving back to here. So it's this, right? So that's the answer. Okay, let's continue. 21, in diagram 6, PQ is a straight line. Okay, I can see with a gradient negative 14/9. So the M, the gradient is negative 14/9. Okay, but there's one more point here, 6. And this 6 is the y-intercept. So the full coordinate is 0, 6. Okay, find the x-intercept of straight line PQ. Okay, the x-intercept of straight line PQ is this point right here. Yeah, it's this point right here. Okay, I don't know the coordinate of this point, but I know the y-coordinate will be 0. Yeah, because x-intercept, dia punya y mesti kosong. Okay, so I just need to find out this value right here lah. Okay, yeah, this value right here is my answer. But how do you find it? Yeah, just use the gradient formula lah. Because they give gradient already. So the gradient formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it will be 0 minus 6 over x minus 0 like that. Okay. Alright, there's actually another formula for gradient. Okay, this is the formula that we are used to, right? Find gradient. But there's actually another formula, which is negative y-intercept over x-intercept. Tapi this formula jarang, we how to say, we seldom use this formula. Kita jarang guna formula ni lah, sangat jarang. Because this formula only certain case boleh guna saja. Yeah, only when soalan bagi y-intercept x-intercept baru boleh guna. Okay. Tapi formula yang atas, yang ini semua case boleh guna. That's why most of the time we just do this. Okay. But for this question, you can actually use this. Because the y-intercept sudah ada 6. And then the x-intercept mau cari. And then the gradient sudah bagi. So actually it's possible to use this for this question. Okay. So later I will show you using this method just to prove to you that you will get same answer lah. Okay, so now I will finish it from here first. So it will become like that lah. 0 minus 6, negative 6, x minus 0, x. Okay, saya nak cari x sekarang tapi saya punya x duduk bawah. So kalau macam ni mesti saya akan darab silang. Ya, darab silang. So yeah, something or something equals something or something, darab silang. 9 times negative 6, negative 54. X times negative 14, negative 14x. So your x is negative 54. Bahagi negative 14, bukan tambah 14, bahagi. Sebab ini hubungan darab jadi bahagi. So just tekan negative 54 bahagi negative 14. So I get, okay, why I get, okay, I get like decimal lah. But you can change to fraction is 27/7. So improper fraction is 27/7. So C is the answer. Yeah. Okay, I said just now I will show you using the other method. So let's go. Negative 14/9 equals negative y-intercept or x-intercept. Y-intercept is 6. X-intercept, that's what I want to find. So boleh buat. Okay, this both negative boleh potong sebenarnya. Sebab bila pindah negative, negative jadi positif. So left with 14/9 equals 6 over x-intercept. And then darab silang also. So you dapat 14 darab dengan x-intercept sama dengan 6 times 9, 54. And then x-intercept sama dengan 54 bahagi 14 sama juga 27/7. So yeah, jawapan sama. So that's all. Okay, let's do number 22. Which of the following is true regarding the perfect square root? What is perfect square root? Antara yang berikut yang manakah benar berkaitan dengan punca kuasa 2 sempurna? Okay, I know what is perfect square. I know what is perfect square. I know what is square root. But what is perfect square root? Okay, tak apa. Let's see what is right here. Square root 45 equals square root 3 times 15. Okay. Square root 49 equals square root 4.9 times 4.9. Wait. Is that true? Macam salah je. Okay, let me use my calculator. Yeah, I use my calculator and it's wrong. Because square root 49 is 7. And this one I press, I didn't get 7. Yeah. So Yeah, I actually get 4.9. So B is like a bit weird, right? So B is false because the left hand side and the right hand side is not the same. So I'm just gonna write false here. Okay, this one is true. Okay, square root 36, if you tekan, you dapat 6. And then 18 times 2 gives you 36. Square root 36. Okay, this one is also 6. So this is true lah. Okay. Hey, this one is true. This one. 3 times 15. Yeah, this is true, right? Okay, then this one is 5. And then 5 times 5. This one is 5. So this is true. So which of the following is true regarding the perfect square root? Perfect square root. That means it has to be perfect square lah, right? It has to be perfect square. So I think the answer is D donkey lah. Because 45 is not a perfect square. Yeah. 49 is perfect square, but on the other side, they didn't write 7. Yeah, because 49, square root 49 is 7, right? Yeah, so if they write square root 49 equals to square root 7 times 7, then it's correct. But they write 4.9. So I don't think you boleh tulis macam ni. So I think the correct one is D lah. Yeah, this one makes sense. Yeah, it's the perfect square root. Okay, so D is the answer that makes sense. Okay, okay, number 23. Okay, this one is fire insurance. Okay, all right. The insurable value for Miss Chong house is this one in the current year. So insurable value. So the formula when you do fire insurance, the formula is always cari required, and then the required means have to take this times with the percentage. Okay, but it's okay. Let's read the whole thing first. She purchased fire insurance for her house with a co-insurance provision of 75% for the insurable value of her house and deductible 2,600. And then Miss Chong's house suffered a loss of 15,000. Calculate the compensation received by Miss Chong if she insure her house at 120,000. So let me talk about fire insurance. So when you do fire insurance, you have to be aware of the formula, and also you have to be aware of the 3 cases. So to find required, I'm just gonna mention it very quickly. Required, you have to take the insurable value times with the co-insurance percentage. Okay, that's how you find the required, and you should always find the required first. And after that, you have to check whether it's case 1, case 2, or case 3 lah. So for case 1, your insured value is equals to the required. And what is insured? Insured means the purchased, yang beli. Okay. So bila you punya amount yang you beli sama dengan required, then the formula for compensation is loss minus deductible. That's case 1. Okay. Case 2 is when your insured is less than the required. Maksudnya you beli less than the required amount. You beli less than that. So you punya compensation akan jadi kurang lah. So the formula is ambil yang purchase punya amount over required darab loss minus deductible. That is case 2. Okay. Okay, there's one more case 3. But before I go to case 3, I want to mention for case 2, for case 2, sometimes they might ask for this, the co-insurance penalty. Tapi ini jarang tanya lah. Jarang tanya. Tapi bila dia tanya, I know most students cannot do one. Yeah, because most students, they always forget to study this part. Okay, because jarang tanya. But I want to mention it also. So if they ask for penalty, the formula is you have to take, basically you take the other side of the fraction lah. So just take the required minus with the purchased over with the required times with the loss. Yeah, basically you're just taking the other side of this fraction like that from here, okay, to find the penalty. Okay, okay, last one is case 3. Okay, case 3 is when suffer total loss. Dalam bahasa Melayu is mengalami kerugian menyeluruh. So kalau dia mengalami kerugian menyeluruh, dia punya compensation just take the insurance purchase minus deductible. So these are all the case yang you kena tahu and the formula. But you have to always cari required dulu. Mesti. Sebab kalau you tak cari required, macam mana you nak tahu dia case 1, case 2, case 3, betul? So yeah, kita kena cari required. So for this case also same, cari required. So kena ambil 212,000 sebab that's the insurable value times with the percentage 75. So kita tekan ni, see what's the required first. So 2120 times 75. Okay, I dapat 159,000. Okay, this is not the answer. Obviously, ini hanyalah dia punya required. It means jumlah yang harus beli. Okay, what about the deductible? Deductible tu jangan tengok dulu. First, you kena tengok dia which case dulu. So, dia kata ada suffer loss 15,000. Calculate the compensation if he should insure her house at 120,000. I told you, right, what's insured? Insured means beli. Beli. Okay, purchased. So, dia beli 120,000. So, what do you think? Case 1, case 2 or case 3? Case 2, right? Because the insured is less than the required. Yang required is 159,000. Tapi dia beli 120,000 saja. So, it's case 2. So, if it's case 2, the compensation formula kena ambil purchase bahagi required. Okay, purchase is 120,000 lah. And then over required 159,000. Darab dengan loss minus deductible. And the loss is given 15,000 minus deductible 2,600. And if you tekan all this, you will get the answer. Okay, boleh potong 30. So tekan 120 divide 159 times 15,000 minus 2602. Okay, 8720.75. C is the answer. Okay. Alright, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. 24. Which of the following has the largest value? So dia bagi semua base 8, base 7, base 3, base 2. So this is definitely from 4 chapter 2. So if you want to know which one is the largest value, first you have to make sure it's same base lah. If it's not in the same base, it's very hard to know which one is the largest value. So kalau saya lah, saya akan tukar semua jadi base 10. Yeah, I think that's the fastest way. Okay, just tukar everything to base 10. Okay, how do you change a smaller base to base 10? You kena guna cara darab. Cara darab. And cara darab tu macam mana? First you have to write down the place value up here, and then you darab, and then tambah semua. So kalau base 8 dia punya place value is 8 power 0, 8 power 1. Kalau base 7, 7 power 0, 7 power 1, 7 power 2. Kalau 3, 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 power 2, 3 power 3. Kalau base 2, 2 power 0, 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5. Now darab. So dia akan jadi 8 power 1 times 5 plus 8 power 0 times 6. So the answer is 41 base 10. Next one, 7 power 2 times 1 plus with 7 power 1 times 0, which is 0, so 0 tak payah tulis. And then 7 power 0 times 5 lah. So you akan dapat 49 plus 5, 54 base 10. Let me just use my calculator to press. Okay, betul lah. Okay, next one, 3 power 3 times 1 plus with, okay, 3 power 2 times 0 is 0, so you can skip that. 3 power 1 times 2, yep. And then the last one is 3 power 0 times 1. Okay, here you get 27 plus 6 plus 1. Okay, 34 base 10. Okay, now for the last one, 2 power 5 times 1 is, okay, like that. Plus with 2 power 4 times 0 is 0, so skip that. And then 2 power 3 times 1. And then plus with 2 power 2 times 1. Plus with 2 power 1 times 1. And then 2 power 0 times 0, that one boleh skip lah, sebab kosong. Okay, 32 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2. So I got 46 base 10. Okay, I think the largest value is B boy lah. Yeah, because they are already in same base, and it's easy to know which one largest. 54 is the largest value here. Okay, sudah siap. 25. The data below shows the distribution of scores obtained by 9 students in a science test. Okay, this is a ungrouped data. Okay, ungrouped data. And dia punya N 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, determine the first quartile. Means cari Q1 lah. Okay, before finding Q1, you have to find out the Q2 first. Because Q1 is the first quartile, Q2 is the median, right? So Q2, dia punya median is the middle value. The middle value. First quartile is the first half punya middle. Okay, so you have 9 numbers. The middle, that's the Q2, and then this first half punya middle, that's the Q1. But you need to know your Q2 position first. Sebab kalau Q2 pun tak tahu, Q1 lagi tak tahu. Okay? So first we have to find out the middle position. But before finding the middle value, make sure you arrange all the numbers in ascending order. So ascending order, tertib naik. Yeah. So let's start from 53, 54. Next, 62, 63. And then 66, 68. And then 70, 72, 78. All right. Now, to find the middle number, you can do it like that. Boom, 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 and then boom. Okay, so you can see that the middle number is here, 66. That's the Q2, right? Of course, you can use the formula also. There is a formula to find the position of the median. The formula is n plus 1 divided by 2. This is the formula to find out the position of the median, of the middle number. So the n is the 9 lah. Ya, n mean you masuk berapa bilangan data. So ada 9, so 9 tambah 1, 10, 10 divided to 5. That means your median is at the 5th position. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ya, memang betul dekat sini lah. Now it's time to find the Q1. Q1 you have to take the first half punya middle. So the first half is from here to here. Second half is from here to here. Notice how I never take the Q2. Yes, memang tak boleh ambil. The Q2 memang tak included in the first half, second half. Okay? So now the middle of this will be the Q1. And the middle is very clear. It's this two punya midpoint. You cannot, because if you potong this, you potong this. If you potong lagi, then there's nothing left already. That means you have to ambil tengah-tengah sini. So you have to take 54 plus 62 bahagi 2 to get the Q1. So I'm going to press this now and then I'll get the answer. Okay. Alright. So saya sudah dapat 58. So 25 answer is B boy. Yep. Okay, 26. Given tangent x is negative 1.732 and the x is between 0 and 360. It means they want the answer in quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, find the two possible values of x. Okay, yang ini kalau nak buat, kita kena pindah tangent and then tekan shift tangent, right? So tangent x equals to negative 1.732 and how to find x, you have to tekan shift tangent. Tapi, when you press shift tangent, you cannot tekan the negative. Okay, you cannot tekan the negative, and make sure you know this. When you tekan shift sign or shift cos or shift tangent, there's always two answer. There's always two answer. Two answer in between 0 and 360. Okay, so your job is to find out it's which quadrant. Okay, so add sugar to coffee, and then tangent negative. If tangent positive, it's quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. But if it's tangent negative, it's quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So after knowing that the answer will come out in quadrant 2 and 4, now only I start to press the calculator. But when I press, I cannot tekan shift tangent. I cannot tekan the negative. Yeah, tak boleh tekan because the negative is only there to tell us which quadrant. So when we press, we have to press shift tangent 1.732 and that's all. So my calculator give me 59.999, which is 60 lah. Okay, but that's not the answer. That's not the x. That's the RA. Yeah, you have to write RA. RA means the reference angle. So how do you find the actual x? Convert into quadrant 2 and 4. Okay, the way to convert to quadrant 2 and 4 is like this. Okay, if you want to convert quadrant 1 to quadrant 2, 180 minus. 1 to 3, 180 plus. 1 to 4, 360 minus. So now you want quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So quadrant 2, 180 minus. So what's 180 minus 60? 120. And then for the quadrant 4 answer, 360 minus 60, 300. So this is the two answer. Okay, so C is the answer. So make sure you know that when you tekan shift sign, shift cos, shift tangent, dia akan ada dua jawapan. And the calculator will not give you the two jawapan. You have to tekan. When you tekan, they will only give you the reference angle. Okay, tekan reference angle. And kalau ada negative, don't tekan the negative. Yeah, just tekan the value sahaja, dapatkan reference angle dulu, baru convert to the quadrant yang dia mau lah. Okay, alright, that's all. Okay, 27. Which of the following statement is true? Okay, let's go. Negative 5 times negative 9 equals negative 45. This is false. Why false? Because negative times negative should give you positive. So ini false. Okay, negative 5 minus minus 9 means plus 9 lah. So negative 5 tambah 9 is positive 4. This is also false. So kalau dua-dua pun false, then automatic false already. Okay. So the middle word is not important lah. Sebab kalau dua-dua false, then the middle word is not important. Sebab dua-dua dah false, memang automatic whole thing false. Okay, B. 5x tambah 10x should be 15x. Tapi dia tulis 15x square. Alamak, ini false lah. Apa salah saya tulis false square? Okay, just false lah. Okay, what about this? 5 tambah 10, 15. And then darab x, 15x. Tapi dia tulis 15x square, so false again. So if both also false, automatic is false already. The middle word not important. Because both false. Okay, next one. 6 is smaller than -3. This is false. Yeah, 6 is actually bigger. Okay, what about this? -6 bigger. Yeah, this one false also. Yeah, it's false also. -6 is smaller than 3. So if both false, automatic false. The middle word is not important. Okay, what about this? 6 times 4 is equals 30. This one is false. Because 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, 6 plus 4, then this one is true. Okay, kalau satu false, satu true, then you have to look at the middle word. You have to look at the middle word. Okay, so how do you know true false for this? Okay, kalau dua-dua false, memang dia jadi false lah. Kalau dua-dua true, memang dia jadi true. Tapi kalau satu true, satu false, then you have to look at the middle word. If the middle word is or, that means true. Sebab kalau or, salah satu true, then true already. Okay, but kalau and, if the middle word is and, you have to make sure dua-dua true baru boleh jadi true. Kalau and lah. Ya, sebab kalau and dia it's like dua-dua kena true baru boleh. Tapi kalau or salah satu true then boleh di. So the answer is D because they're asking which one is true. So sudah siap. Okay, 28. Given that R plus 8 equals 4 minus R over 3, find the value of R. Yeah, this one easy lah, this one. Okay, how do you do this? Kalau saya hilangkan fraction dulu. Because I don't like it when the other fraction macam ni. Ya, sebab ada fraction dia susah sikit nak pindah. So what I will do is I will take everything darab 3. And my intention is very simple. I just want to get rid of the fraction. So darab 3, 3R. Darab 3, 24. Darab 3, 12. Darab 3R. Because when you darab 3, 3 potong already, right? Okay, now it's easy to do because no fraction already. So now you boleh cari R. Okay, R dengan R boleh buat. Number dengan number boleh buat. But let's put it on the same side. Minus R jadi pindah sini jadi tambah R. 3R plus R, 4R. The number and number boleh buat, but I will pindah to this side. 12 minus 24, negative 12. So your R is negative 12 bahagi 4 is negative 3. A is the answer. Okay, this is quite easy. Okay, moving on. 29. Given that the inverse of this equals to this, find the value of K over H. Like that. So I'm just going to find the inverse and then banding saya punya jawapan dengan ni lah. Yeah, because once I find the inverse, I banding, I can know the KH value, right? Okay, how do you find inverse? 1 over, and then you have to cari the determinant. Determinant formula is AD minus BC. 5 times 3, 15, minus negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. Okay, positive 6. But you have to write minus also, because the formula memang macam tu. Yeah, the formula memang kena ambil ni darab ni, tolak dengan ni darab ni. Okay, 5 and 3 kena tukar tempat. Negative 3, negative 2 tukar tanda. Okay, sekarang dia akan jadi 15 minus 6 is 9, and then this one is 3, 3, 2, 5. Okay, usually when we do inverse, we will take the fraction, darab masuk. Tapi for this case, I will not do that. Because dia tak darab masuk dekat sini. So, saya pun tak mau darab masuk. Sebab nak banding kan. Yeah, you want to compare mah. So, if you darab masuk, then you cannot compare already. If you darab masuk here, then here also need to darab masuk. So, it's better not to darab masuk. Terus banding. 1 over K, 1 over 9, so K is 9. And then 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5, H sama dengan 3. H sama dengan 3. Tapi dia nak cari K bahagi H. So 9 bahagi 3, that gives you positive 3. 29 is C. Yeah, that's all. Okay, 30, simplify this thing. Okay, I think what you have to do here is factorize completely. Yeah, just factorize completely. Okay, tengok atas dulu. Boleh tak saya factorize? Okay, you jangan ingat, oh, sir, ini boleh potong. Potong jadi kosong. Okay, tak boleh. Ini x square y, ini xy square. Tak boleh. Kalau dia x square y minus x square y, boleh buat. Boleh buat sekali. Itu boleh potong jadi kosong. Okay. But this not this one tak boleh tolak. Ya, tak boleh tolak. Then buat macam mana? Factorize lah. Okay, these two term, they both can bahagi what? Dua term ni dia boleh bahagi apa? Boleh bagi 5, betul. And boleh bagi X. Ya, boleh bagi X. X square tak boleh. Sebab Ini dia 1x saja. Okay, y dengan y square both boleh bagi y. Okay. So kita factorize completely je. Alright. 5 sudah dikeluarkan. X square saya sudah bahagi dengan x, so tinggal 1x. And then y bahagi y, y sudah keluarkan lah. So you just left with x here. Now, 5x y squares, I already divide with 5xy. So the 5 is not inside anymore. X also sudah keluar. Y square, I got take out 1y. Means I have to divide by y, so left with y like that. So when you factorize out the 5xy, yeah, you take these two terms, bahagi 5xy lah. And you left with the x minus y. Okay. And if you're not confident, you can try to kembang. You can try to darab. And see, and you will realize you get back yang ni. That means you sudah betul lah. Okay, yang bawah pula 5x tolak 5y. Ini boleh faktor. So both these two terms can divide by 5 only. Yeah, 5 only. So just divide by 5 lah. So you left with x. And then 5y bahagi 5 left with negative y like that. Oh, boleh potong? Boom, boom. Okay, kenapa boleh potong? Sebab dia something darab something over something. So when it's like that, dia hubungan dia memang macam ni, boleh potong. Okay. That's why this one is like something darab something over something. That's why boleh potong. So you just left with 5xy over 5. And guess what? Ini pun something darab something over something. So 5 boleh potong juga. So jawapan dia xy. That's all. Okay, 31. Table 2 shows some of the values V and W. Okay, boleh nampak? A, W ni, okay, B ni, okay lah. This one is Form 5 Chapter 1 variation. Okay, macam mana nak tahu which one is the answer? Very easy mah. First, kita buat macam mana tahu? So, we are doing paper 1. So, paper 1, we can straight away look at the option, the answer option, and straight away do it. So, let's try doing it using A. W varies inversely as V square. W equals KV square. And then cari KW over V square. Okay. Yeah, the ikan symbol boleh tukar equal K and then singlekan K. And what you have to do now, you cari K using this value. And if kalau you ganti ni, cari dapat K. Okay, let's do that first. Let's cari K dulu. So kita ganti je W bahagi V square kan. So W bahagi V square. That means your K here will be 4 bahagi 1 square lah. W bahagi V square mah. So 4 divide 1 square. And if you tekan that, you get 4. But you have to try with everyone here. And if semua bagi jawapan sama, that means that's the answer. Dia kena semua sama, baru boleh bulat yang tu. Okay, let's try to find K from here using the same method. W bahagi V square. 16 bahagi 2 square. So 16 bahagi 4 is 4. Oh, this and this sama. Tapi tak boleh bulat lagi. Dia kena semua sama baru boleh. So do again. W over V square. 36 over 3 square, which is 36 over 9. Oh, 4 also. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, what about this? W over V square, 64 over 4 square, 64 bahagi 16. Oh my god, it's 4 also. Okay, the last one already. So, W over V square, 100 over 5 square, 100 divide 5 square, 100 divide 25. Oh no. 4 lah. Yeah, 100 divide 25 is 4 also. Okay. Oh, that means A is the answer. Yeah, I don't even have to try the BCD already. Okay. Okay, what if you try with BCD using the same method? Okay, you can try yourself, but you will not end up with the same K value for all the values. You faham kan? You takkan dapat nilai K sama all the way macam tu. Okay? Yeah. So that's why A is the answer lah. Okay? So that's the method. Alright, that's all. Okay, let's do 32. Alright, what chapter is this? Probability. Yeah, it's the probability chapter. Okay, in a survey on a student attendance at school, it was found that the probability of students arriving early was 0.51. And the probability of student was arriving on time was 0.43. Okay, so they gave us two probability here. So let's write that down. So the probability for early is 0.51. And the probability of arriving on time. On time means tepat pada masa. So I can just write on time. This one is 0.43. Okay. Okay, for a school with 450 students, find the number of students who did not arrive early or did not arrive on time. Okay, they want you to find number, not probability. So, find the number of students yang not arrive early, not arrive on time. Kita kena buat macam mana? All right. I think first you have to find out the probability first lah. Yeah, because the 450 is the NS. Okay. Okay, I'll talk about the probability formula first. The formula for probability is TA equals NA over NS, right? And we already know the NS is 450. Okay, that one is confirmed because that's the total, right? The NA is what I want to find. Okay, the NA is what I'm trying to find now. Yeah, which is the number of students that did not arrive early or on time, right? So if I want to find NA, do you agree that I need to have the PA, right? I need to have probability, and I need the probability for did not arrive early and did not arrive on time, right? So if you look at these two information, and if you try to take 0.51 and 0.543, if you plus them together, you won't get 1. Yeah, you tak dapat 1. 0.51 plus 0.43, you get 0.994. So that means ada lagi satu probability is the probability for late. Okay, yang ni probability of early, this one is on time, satu lagi is for late. And how I know that is because total probability is always 1. So if this plus this is not 1, that means there's one more lah, and it's for late, and it's 0.06. Yang 0.06 ni datang dari mana? 1 minus 0.43 minus 0.551. That's how you get that. So after knowing this, now we can try to find out the probability PA. So they want to find number of students who did not arrive early or did not arrive on time. Not early, not on time. Not early, not on time means probably or late lah. So this is the 0.06 you write here lah, like that. Okay. So now to find the NA, you find the number of students that did not arrive early and did not arrive on time, just take 0.06 times with 450. And if you press this, you will get the answer. So let me press. Okay, my calculator give me 27. So A is the answer. All right, that's all. Okay, 33. Based on the expenses below, which would be given tax relief for the year of assessment 2024. Okay, this one is definitely cukai lah. It's under income tax, right? Okay, usually when they comes out income tax, they will ask us to find the income tax, and then we have to do the 4-step. Step 1, find the chargeable income, take the total income minus exemption minus relief, and then look at the table, look at the jadual, and then tolak dengan rebate, semua tu kan. The step yang kita sudah familiar punya lah. Tapi di soalan dia tak tanya, dia tak suruh buat yang tu. Dia tak suruh cari income tax. They are asking you which one is the considered tax relief. Okay. So A, purchase of television. B, cost of home renovation. C, magazine and book expenses. D, family vacation cost. Okay, I'll tell you the answer straight away. The answer is C. Okay, the answer is C. Okay, let me explain it to you. So tax relief actually is used to calculate chargeable income, because every time when you do find chargeable income, you have to take the total annual income minus with tax exemption minus with tax relief, right? Okay, I'm gonna focus on the tax exemption and tax relief punya example. So the tax exemption, the paling famous one is donation. Yeah, donation. Okay, so if you donate, they will the amount of donation will have to minus here lah. Okay, and do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why donation is tax exempted? Do you know why? It's to encourage the society to be more caring. Yeah, it's to encourage society to be more caring so that they can donate more. Yeah, that's why the donation is tax exempted. Okay, so what about tax relief? Okay, tax exemption yang paling famous is donation, because it's like almost all the income tax question mesti ada donation one. Yeah, almost all. Betul. Trust me, okay, I've done enough questions, so I know about it. Okay, tax relief okay, tax exemption, the most famous example is donate, but tax relief got a lot a lot. Individual medical expenses, the EPF, KWSP, yeah, actually got a lot lah. So basically all these examples these are all expenses that is not included in your chargeable income. That's why you have to minus them. Okay. Yeah. So let me tell you, A, B, C, D. C is the answer: magazine and book expenses. Okay. And I'll tell you why. You know why? You know why the magazine book expenses is not like it doesn't kira dalam chargeable, is because same is to encourage masyarakat to read more lah. Yeah, encourage us to be more, how to say, like encourage a more knowledgeable society. Yeah, that is why the magazine and book expenses can minus when finding chargeable income. Okay. A, purchase of television, no. Cost of home renovation, no. D, family vacation cost, no. So the answer is C. Okay. Yeah, so that's all. Okay, let's do 34. Mr. Abu owns a glove factory in Klang with a monthly rent of 4,200. Okay, I see monthly rent. I have a feeling already is the property assessment tax. From 5 chapter 4, it's under Cukai Pintu lah. Property assessment tax. Yeah, because the formula for property assessment tax is, okay, I'll just write it. Property assessment tax formula is the annual value, nilai tahunan, multiply with the PAT rate. PAT rate, and it's always in percent. The rate is always in percent. Oh, by the way, this is for 1 year. Yeah, this is important. Okay, this is the formula to find property assessment tax for 1 year. Okay, annual value times with the rate. But sometimes the annual value they never give, then you find it yourself by taking monthly rent times 12. Okay, so annual value comes from monthly rent times 12. That's why I see this word, I straight away know it's assessment tax. Okay, so the monthly rent is 4,200, so later I have to times 12 lah, to get the annual value. Okay, the assessment tax rate charge is 6%, so later the rate 6%. Calculate the assessment tax over a period of 2.5 years. Oh, okay, let's find out for 1 year first. So 4,200 multiply with 12 to get the annual value times with 6%, which is the rate. Okay, but if you tekan all this, you will only get the property assessment tax for 1 year. Okay, they want 2.5 years, so times with 2.5 lah. Okay, okay, but this is quite rare. I thought I should mention it because it's, yeah, it is quite important. Most of the property assessment tax question, they ask for either 1 year or maybe half year. Yeah, I pernah tengok dia tanya ask for half year. If they ask for half year, then you just take this formula. After doing this formula, you divide by 2 lah. You divide by 2, or maybe some student want to say times with 6 or 12 can also. Yeah, 6 or 12. Yeah, because, yeah, half year ma, so it's like 6 months out of 12 months lah, which is the same as dividing 2 lah. Okay, but this is the first time I see they ask for 2.5 years. Okay, yeah, so I thought this is like something I noticed, so I thought it's important, so I mentioned it. All right, so tekan this, then you get your answer. 4200 times 12 times 0.06 times 2.5. Okay, my calculator give me 7560, so 34 answer is B, boy. All right, that's it. Okay, now we are at 35. Let's go. Diagram 7 shows the number of students who are interested in mathematics and science for class 5 Sina. So this diagram, okay, you can see there's 2 circles. Okay, mesti one circle is mathematics, the other one is science, right? But I don't know which one. But it's okay, let's keep reading. Total number of students is 32. That means the number of universal is 32 lah. Yeah. Yeah, the total. And then the number of students who are interested in both subject is 5. Okay, interested in both means bilangan yang suka both mathematics and science. So later it will be the intersection for both. Okay, so remember, both means this part right here. Okay, so I think I can write the 5 here lah. Okay, and this one must be P intersect Q. Yeah, the P and Q intersection. Okay, okay, now P is the number yang mathematics, Q is science. Okay, so now we know this one is the maths. And then this one is science. So maths and science is 5 orang lah. Okay. Okay, the number of students who are interested in mathematics, okay, this one, mathematics, is twice the number of students who are interested in science. So let's read again. Interested in mathematics, so 5 plus x lah, right? Mathematics is twice, so 2 times number of students who are interested in science. Science is 5 plus y. So like that lah. Yeah. Okay, but I want to mention something. Yeah, I want to mention something very important here. So you have to read the question carefully. If they say interested in mathematics, that means it's like this, right? If they say mathematics only, then we ambil X sahaja. Okay, kalau dia ada perkataan only, mathematics sahaja, ataupun mathematics only, then it's here only. But this one, they never say only, so it's including the 5 also. So 5 plus X equals to 2 times 5 plus Y. Okay, let's expand this. Okay, satu term, when you expand inside 2 terms, you have to darab macam ni, dapat 10 tambah 2y, and then 5 plus x. Okay, the x equals, okay, I guess the 5 can go there lah. So become plus 2y, and then ni nombor dengan nombor boleh buat, 10 minus 5 dapat 5. Okay, we are stuck here because we have two unknowns, right? That means we have to do simultaneous equation. Yeah, we have to find another equation and then later do simultaneous. Buat persamaan serentak. Means the penggantian or the penghapusan cara. Okay, sekarang how to find the other equation? Okay, don't forget there's one more information. Remember this? Number of universal 32. That means everything total add together must be 32. That means x plus 5 plus y plus 4, all these numbers add together equals 32. Now you can, okay, yang ni dengan ni boleh buat kan? Nama dengan nama boleh buat. So the x plus y I tulis dulu. 5 plus 4 is 9. Buang sana jadi minus 9. 32 minus 9, you can press 23. And now you can do substitution method or elimination method. Yeah, because it's simultaneous equation, right? Okay, so I think I'll just do substitution method because the x is already single here. So I can just sub this inside this x right here. So it's like x plus y equals 23, right? And then the x I just ganti with this lah. Okay, if you want to use the elimination method, the penghapusan cara can also. If you want to do penghapusan, then maybe the 2y you have to pindah here already. Yeah, because penghapusan you have to make sure dia punya susunan kena betul, kena sama dulu. And then after susunan sama, then boleh hapus x. Yeah, just minus, right? Can also lah, can also. Okay, I'll just do it like that. Okay, 5 plus, okay, y dengan y boleh buat. So dapat 3y equals 23. And now nak cari y, so pindah 5. 23 minus 5 is 18. 18 divided 3 is 6. After getting the y, ganti balik untuk cari x. So x sama dengan 5 tambah 2y. Tapi y sudah tahu 6. So x sama dengan 5 tambah 12. 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 5 is 17. This is your x value. This is your y value. But they're asking for x minus y. So take 17 minus 6 is 11. So B boy is the answer. Yeah. All right, that's it. Okay, let's move on to 36. In diagram 8, A, B, C, D, E, F is a regular hexagon. Okay, the moment I see regular hexagon, I will go to all the angles here and write 120, 120, 120. Okay, okay, I never write here is because there's a line, ada satu line kacau. Same with here also. It's like ada dua line yang kacau. Okay, that's why. Okay, let me explain how I get the 120. I get the 120 because of this formula right here. To find the sum of interior angles. Interior angle means sudut dalam. The formula is n minus 2 times 180. And the n, you have to put in the berapa side. So for example, if it has 3 side, like a triangle lah, 3 side, then you just put inside 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 times 180 is 180. That means the sum of interior angle inside the triangle is 180. That's what it means. Okay. But this question says it's a regular hexagon. Regular means sekata. Sekata means all the 6 side mesti sama panjang. So kalau the 6 side sama panjang, that means all the sudut, each of the, all the 6 sudut would be same size also lah. So what you can do, you take 6 minus 2 times 180, you get 720, but you can divide by 6 because of the word regular. Yeah, regular means they are all sama panjang. That's why you can get each 120. Okay. Okay, now they want to find y, right? Okay, very easy. Because remember they told you this is regular. But they got potong 2 lines here, and you realize that when you potong like that, this becomes a triangle. And what triangle is this? It's called the isosceles triangle. Sebab ada dua kaki sama kan? Dua kaki sama panjang. So this is called isosceles. And for isosceles triangle, if you have this angle up here, you can automatically find the other two angle here. Because isosceles triangle, this sudut and this sudut mesti sama one. Yeah, these two mesti sama. So these two sides sama, so these two angle will be sama also. So how to get this sudut? Okay, the total angle inside triangle is 180. So to get this angle, you take 180 minus 120 first. And then divide by 2 because, yeah, there's two angle yang same size. So you get 30 here. So that means 30 each. Here is 30, here is 30. And guess what? This is also 30, 30 each. Because this is also a isosceles triangle. So you can also find this angle the same way lah. So how to find y now? Okay, remember the whole thing is 120 just now. But the 120 is not just the 4y. It's 4y plus 30 plus 30. It means the whole thing here. Okay? Yeah, the hexagon. So it means 4y plus 30 equals 120. That's what it means. Yeah, the total here is 120. So now you can find y. Okay, nombor dengan nombor boleh buat dulu. So 30 plus 30 gives you 60, 120. Sekarang nak jadikan y single lah. So 120 minus 60 is 60. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So the answer is A. Okay, that's all. Okay, 37. Simplify this. Okay, this is definitely the indices question lah. It's a lower form chapter also. Okay, it's a bit blur, but I'll try my best. Okay, I think this is 2 power 15 power 205. Okay, when the power side by side like that, you have to times. Yeah, you have to take this power, this 15 times with 205. 15 times 205, you can use calculator, but you can do yourself also. 15 divided by 5 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6. So you're left with 2 power 6. Multiply with 2 power negative 1 over 2 power 3 times 2 power negative 3. So let me tell you what I will do now. I will buat atas dulu, and then jadikan single base, and then bawah pun jadikan single base, then only I will divide. Okay. Yeah, because atas kita dia same base darab. So dia sebenarnya boleh buat. Ya, dia sebenarnya boleh buat. So 2 power 6 times 2 power negative 1 actually boleh buat. Dia akan jadi 2 power 6 plus negative 1. Ya, bila same base darab, the power we can plus. So what is 6 plus negative 1? 6 minus 1, 5 lah. Now, this one bawah pun same base also. Base 2 times base 2. So same base darab, the power we can plus. So it becomes 3 plus negative 3, which is 3 minus 3 is 0. And do you know what is 2 power 0? 1. Because anything power 0 is 1. So you just left with 2 power 5. And 2 power 5 is actually 32 if you press calculator. So let's look for the answer. Okay, dia tak ada 32 dekat sini kan, tapi ada 2 power 5. So B is the answer lah. Because 2 power 5 is 32. Okay, alright, that's all. 38. Diagram 9 is a bar chart showing the number of fatal road accidents in 5 months. Okay, fatal means road accident yang menyebabkan kemalangan, kematian. Yeah. So number of fatal road accidents, that's the y-axis, and then this x-axis is the bulan, the month. Okay, I can see October kurang sikit accident. Okay, apa dia mau? The difference between the highest number of fatal road accident and the lowest is 16. Okay, where's the highest? Okay, this is the highest, but they never give me any value here, so we don't know. We don't know how much, but we do know this is the highest and this is the lowest. Okay, okay. Find the number of fatal road accidents in the month of November. Oh, they ask like that. Okay, okay, I understand. Okay, so in order to find the number of road November, we first need to know satu kotak ni berapa dulu. Do you agree? We need to know sini satu kotak berapa dulu. Sebab kalau sekarang you baca November, you tak tahu pun berapa. Because it's like you don't even know what's this. Okay, so I think what you have to do now, you have to dapat tahu dulu sini satu kotak berapa. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 20, it could be 100. Yeah, no one knows, right? So how do you know one kotak? Very easy. 16 is the difference, right? So let's count for this. Okay, 16 is the difference for December and October. Okay, for October dia ada satu kotak saja. Satu kotak. December got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kotak. 9 kotak, right? So what is the difference between 9 kotak and 1 kotak? 8 kotak, right? Because you take 9 minus 1. So 8 kotak. But 16 is the difference. That means 8 kotak represents 16. 16 number of road accident. 8 kotak is same as 16 because 16 is the difference between highest and lowest mah. So the highest and lowest punya difference dalam kotak is 8 kotak. So 8 kotak is 16. So now to find November, November is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 kotak. So macam mana nak cari ini? Okay, very easy. First you cari satu kotak berapa dulu. Dia macam ratio lah. It's like ratio, right? It's like, yeah, you anggap dia macam ratio. So 8 how to become 1? Divide by 8, right? So here also divide by 8. 16 divided 8 is 2. In other words, satu kotak is 2 number of accident. This one is 4, this one is 6, this one is 8, this one is 10. So you can see November is 10 lah. Is 10. Or you can tengok sini pun boleh. 1 nak jadi 5 kena darab 5. 2 nak jadi 10 darab 5 also lah. So you get 10 also. So the November one is 10. So the answer is 10. So let's scroll down and pull out the answer. Yup, ada jawapan C. Okay, let's do 39. In diagram 10, BCD and DEF are common tangent to the circle center O and A. BCD is this line, DEF is this line. Okay, they are common tangent to circle with center O and A. Common tangent means it's tangent to both circle lah, because there's two circle, right? Okay, you have to know something. If it's tangent to the circle, that means dia mesti akan ada satu contact point. Because tangent line means dia sentuh at one point only. So kalau dia sentuh this circle at one point, dia mesti ada satu contact point. And that contact point, kalau center tarik there, mesti 90. Same here. This O is center also, so it should be 90 here. Okay, this, when if you tarik a line, it will be 90 also. Okay, okay, but they never draw that line, so let's not draw it first. Okay, given that the radius of circle center O is 9 cm. Okay, center O, or this one. So 9 cm here, 9 cm here lah. Because OB, OF, this one on radius. Okay, distance between point A and D is 11. Oh my god, A and D is 11. Okay, let's draw a line. Okay, I don't think I'll just draw until here. I will just draw like, yeah, I will just panjangkan. Okay, so this one is 11 from A to D. Find the distance between O and A. O and A, so it's this right here. Okay, I already know from here to here is 9. But I have to plus with this small part. But how do you find that small part? Okay, let's think about this. So when there's two tangent, we can find this pseudo actually. Yeah, we can find this pseudo. Because you learn before, this one you learn in lower form one. When you have two tangent like that, this angle like that, if you draw a line like this angle, and okay, this must be 90. That means let's say this one is X, this one is Y, this one is X, this one is Y lah. So your X plus Y mesti sama dengan 90. Yeah, X plus Y mesti 90. So, but when you tarik a line like that, the 144 will cut in half, right? So what formula? Instead of using this formula, you use the other one, which is 2x plus 2y equals 180. Yeah, 2x means the total here and the total here. Okay? Yeah, because 144 is actually the 2x already. So you can find this angle right here actually. Okay, so what I will do is I'll take 180 minus 144 dulu. 180 minus 144, and then after that divide by 2 to get each of this. Okay, okay, let's tekan and see what I get first. Okay, I got 18. That means this one is 18, 18 each. Okay, but how can it help us now? Okay, remember just now they say tangent, this one tangent line. So if you tarik, it should be 90 here also. Tarik should be 90 here also, right? So I think first I think now we have to find out the what do you call it? The panjang of OD lah. You have to find out panjang of OD. Yeah, it's the only way. You kena cari panjang OD, lepas tu tolak dengan 11. Yeah, that's the only way. Because if you look at this small part here, it's like overlap, right? So this will cause you problem. Even if you find the radius of small circle, it will cause you problem here because there's a small overlapping part. So the only way to do it is actually find out the whole line here first, and then minus with 11. Minus with, it doesn't work. Yeah, minus with 11 lah, because this is what I want, right? Yeah, so if you minus this, automatic you get this one already lah. Then the overlap part will not cause any issue, right? So we have to find out apa tadi? OD, cari OD and then minus 11. Because 11 is the AD. Yeah, so when you minus, you get OA lah, which is what they want lah. Okay, okay, now my job is to find out the OD panjang. Okay, how do you find OD? Use right angle. Yep, use right angle. So let me draw it out. So this is 90 degree, right? No. That's not how it looks like. I want OD. So it's more like that actually. Yeah, this is the 90 degree is at here, right? This is the B, and then it goes up until D, and then goes back down until O. Okay, we know the 18 degree is here. The panjang here we don't know, but it's okay. We have OB 9 cm. And what I'm trying to find out is the OD, which is this line, right? Okay, I cannot use Pythagoras theorem. Unless I have this side lah. If I have the other two side, then I can use Pythagoras theorem. But this one, I don't think you can use Pythagoras because not enough information. So you can do Sokato lah, trigonometry, Sokato. Yeah, because you have one angle and one side memang boleh guna Sokato to find any side you want. Okay? But this is the side I'm trying to find. So the angle is here. So depan angle kita panggil opposite. Depan 90 kita panggil hypotenuse, and then the last one is adjacent. So you have the opposite and you're trying to find hypotenuse, so you should use sine lah. Ya, sebab soh kan, soh kato lah. So sekarang nak cari H and then bagi O, so you should use sine. So sine 18 equals to opposite bahagi hypotenuse 9 over hypotenuse is the OD panjang. So macam mana nak cari OD? Okay, hantar OD atas, dia akan jadi darab. So darab OD, and then sin 18 hantar bawah jadi bahagi. So tekan 9 bahagi sin 18. So let me press this. But this is not the answer. Tapi you tekan siap-siap dulu. Okay, saya dapat 29.12. But that's not the answer. That's not the answer. 29.12 is OD, which is the whole line. I only want OA. So you have to minus with 11. Yeah, because 11 is here, right? So 29.12 minus 11 will give you 18.12. So yeah, ada jawapan. I see it already. The answer is D donkey. Okay. So bulat yang tu, that's all. Okay, we are at the final question. Let's finish it. Diagram 11 shows figures drawn on square grid. So I can see they are all triangles. And then this is A, B, C, D. And P is like, I'm assuming that's the object lah. Or maybe that's the image. It could be the image also. Okay, yeah, let's see. Which of the figures A, B, C, D is not the image of P under certain reflection? Okay, when you're doing this kind of question, the transformation question, you need to read carefully whether they give you object cari image ataupun give you image cari object. Yeah, you have to be how to say, take note on that part. Okay, most of the question they will give you object cari image one lah. That's the normal way lah. But if the soalan nak susahkan, they will give you image. Yeah, because that one lagi susah one. Because if they give you image, you have to do it in reverse. Yeah, you have to do the transformation in reverse, which is like, yeah, you have to it's like a bit banyak kerja sikit lah. Okay, this one they are asking A, B, C, D, which one is not the image of P? Means P is definitely the object. P is definitely the object. And they are asking you which one is not the image under reflection. Okay, so I can tell B is definitely is a reflection. Yeah, because when you join lines, they will be parallel. And if you look carefully at the reflection line, yeah, basically the size also same. Yeah, B is definitely uh it's possible, B is possible to be the image. Okay, yeah, if you just reflect this line, you will get B, right? So that's not the answer. What about A? Is A possible to be reflection? Okay, if you join, find the midpoint, it will be here. 1 2 3, wait, 1 2 3 4, and then 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 1 1 1 2 3. Yeah, A is also possible to be the image of reflection. Yeah, if you reflect this line, you get exactly A. Okay. Now, what about D? D. Okay, I'm not sure. What about C? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's join some lines. Okay, it's hard to tell. CD is like a bit hard, right? But you can use the method I teach you. Yeah, in all my paper 2 videos, I teach you like that. Draw the line. Because when you draw the line, it will tell you where's the reflection line. Okay, I can see that memang semua line parallel. So yeah, memang reflection. But you also have to check with D also. So make sure like that. This one is with this one. Okay, I can tell this is the answer is D already. Yeah. Let me tell you why. Because reflection, when you join the corresponding point, dia punya line mesti semua parallel one. So D has to be D is not the image lah. C can be the image of reflection, but D cannot. And the soalan asks which one is not the image of P under reflection. So D is the only one, because when I join the line tadi, all the lines are not parallel. Yeah. So that's why D is the answer. Okay, I'm done with the whole paper. Kertas peperiksaan tamat. Alright. Next video I will do paper 2, and I already told you in the beginning of the video, right? This will be my last set before the SPM. Yeah, for this batch punya SPM students. So I'll see you next video for my last video for this batch. Okay, next video will be the paper 2 lah. Okay, see you next video. Bye bye.